It's May 3rd, 2025. I went up to Fairlawn to have lunch with my brother. Um, then we went to Summit Mall. There were some drug cartel people there. I didn't say anything, but I seen them. Okay. You know, this whole thing is so stupid and it's so crazy. Bill from the Freemasons came up with this, like they said, on the 24th. You tell that guy, well, up here, the scam he was supposed to run to join us, it's around. Michelle told on him. That doctor wasn't even one of hers, and they lied. You tell them we said to take care of her. Like I said, they need to get a hold of Michelle. They need to. She's got information on where they have people, on the big people. Flip her, hide her. You know, the FBI never fell for the dirty doctor scam. They announced it on April 19th, 2025. Hartville Flea Market. How dumb these people are that are pulling this. How dumb. She calls the FBI hotline. They immediately walk into an FBI office and confess. They're illegally monitoring her. They already know. And trust me, nobody fell for the dirty doctor scam. Taping you unaware before, confessing of crimes. And sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. Right on Google, it is illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. They're illegal tapes, so they're not admissible. You have a right to privacy. It is illegal for a doctor to disclose they've seen you, what you discussed with them, or anything. But if they know someone's being hurt by federal law, they have to give a tip to the police that someone's being harmed. Don't tell them exactly how they know, because they can't because of privacy. But they need to look into it and let the cops do their job. Or what? They lose their license forever. And they go to jail as an accessory. So the dirty doctor scam of a doctor taping you unaware before, confessing of crimes. Sound on it how Dave wanted a divorce, they didn't fall for it. He's in there with people saying they're trying to kill me because Strange called me a faker. He's in it with killers trying to cover it up. And he works for them. There's some major right to privacy HIPAA violations right there. Now, that idiot, and where they said it, the FBI said it even sounded mechanical. They knew it was them and not me. The voice alternator, where you copy somebody's voice, you talk through it. They played with it a lot in this case. They even copied Will's voice, Carl's voice, and proved they could sound like other people. You get them on Google Play, Amazon. You tape somebody's voice, and then you talk through it, and it sounds like them. It's a little different, though. They had already admitted years ago they drugged me and told me to say it, framed me, photoshopped that shower scene repeatedly, laughing at people, including the FBI. Like the FBI said, trust me, nobody fell for the tape of weird with yourself. We know it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. And they had photoshopped everything. But if they're going to be that dumb to walk in our office and confess what they were doing to her, we told Agent John to go up and tell that church that she called the hotline and act as dumb as these people, so we could find out who's all involved. And trust me, no one thought it was funny when the other group showed up and said that they work for a drug lord, and Dave hired them. This is Bill from the Freemason scam. And by the way, they announced in 18 and 19 they were using the doctor for the Florida drug cartel. They were even letting him run experiments and experimental drugs on me to see what would happen. And nobody was to care if I died or what they did to me. And they told him, And you know these idiot people? They're like, oh, okay. Some serial killer psycho is harming me, and people are like, oh, okay, we won't say nothing. But they already admitted years ago they were using the doctor for the Florida drug cartel. Ask Officer Mark and John. Okay? It's not even one of my doctors. Like April 17, 2025, outside Sheetz in Hartville, there's other big SUVs driving around. Michelle walks out. She walks up to a SUV, real loud, it echoes across the parking lot. I talked to the police up there. They said, how stupid was I? Confessing to that guy that I was part of where they crushed in her head, and that we had tried to kill her. And that I was part of it. And that, yeah, her saying that. I have a dent in my head the size of a ball peen hammer. And that doctor was not one of hers. And that we had lied. He's an agent and she's an informant. And we're all going to go to jail for this. And I really liked him. All those SUVs stopped. That was a Thursday. By Saturday, the FBI showed up, announced they got her under police surveillance, saying that she was part of trying to have me killed when they bashed in my head. They got her for attempted murder and defrauding the FBI. They got her. That's where they've got her. And the cartel's threatening to take care of her. I would be offering to cut them a deal of ratting people out and have them hide you. I mean, I'd hate for the cartel to kill her. She's only like 24. I mean, I was in Golden Crown. People sitting behind me, we all know they're going to take care of Michelle. Well, the cartel already said it in 18 and 19. They were using the Florida doctor. He can't even look me up by law. Unless you sign a consent, no doctor can look you up. So how would that idiot in my old apartment, where he runs around telling everybody he's got my old medical records, he could never have them. He'd go to jail for having them. Whoever got them for him would go to jail for breaking HIPAA. They're not admissible. They're under the Act of Privacy. And, drugging somebody up or using a voice alternator. Like some lady said, do you realize how not funny that is to get somebody completely stoned and tell them to say something so horrible? Well, they said it sounds mechanical anyways. They knew it was them. You never fooled the FBI or the police one bit. We're talking FBI and police. Where you guys act like they're country bumpkins. And they're not. They didn't fall for the drug scam from Bill from the Freemasons trying to get in the Florida drug cartel. Seriously. The FBI already came up and made sure that I knew that Dave was telling people he was forced to marry me March 27th, 25. And it was his girlfriend from before me had him marry me so my dad gave him a factory job and she'd have free insurance. The woman using my insurance was his girlfriend from before me. He could steal money and just give it to her. Him and his girlfriend, I was a whole scam to him. That's why he could beat on me anytime he had a bad day. I was just a scam. They got it, the agent had got it out of Michelle that doctor was never one of mine, and that's why I don't know who he is, and that he works for them. And they had just lied. And that where they bashed in the back of my head, they had tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. And it didn't work. Then he had got it out of Dave that his girlfriend from before me made him marry me so she could have free insurance. And he could give her extra money. Got it out of the Vegas that it never offended them. When Strange called me a faker, didn't even concern them. They just lied. So people would help out. See, Bill, from the Freemason, you have to be the dumbest criminal there is. Coming up with a scam. It's like every law that can't be broke. Special permission to be in somebody's house to drug them for fake confessions. Beat and rape them, sell kiddie porn. Stalk them. You don't get special permission to be a human trafficker. And fake sodium pentothal reports, photoshopping and washing yourself in the shower and stocking tapes by the cartel. You're the biggest dumb idiot in the world. You're probably going to hit the FBI's top 10 dumbest criminals. Dirty doctor that's not even mine, taping me unaware of crimes and sitting on him until Dave wanted a divorce. Is that the goodest you could get him up with? Boy, are you the stupidest where the FBI calls you dumb? You are one of the dumbest of dumb. Where did you think this would even fly? You know, years ago, when my whole body swelled up, my muscles locked up, my doctor was also, I went to Dr. Haven's office, and I also went to Altman Family Physicians. Okay. You know, I went in there one time, I had bruises all over me. Dave would come up and beat me, even when I couldn't walk. If he had a bad day, he'd just start beating on me. He didn't care. I was just a punching bag to him. Okay? I went in and I was talking to him, and he said, you know, Karen, he said, you know, I never worried about your children being abused by you. I never worried about them being neglected or not taken care of. He said, but you come in with all kinds of bruises and injuries. He said, I worry about you. He said, I've never had to worry about your children. Never worry about you abusing them or hurting them, or them even being neglected. But I worry about you. I never had to worry about them because you always have bruises on you. See, that's where Dr. Ganyas from Altman Family Physicians, she said, I knew your husband was abusing you for a long time. You had injuries you could not do to yourself. I knew he was abusing you. See, that's one thing. I was never accused, suspected of any kind of abuse. And I wonder if this little scam where I reported Strange for pushing Danny to suicide, and Danny had to be treated for post-traumatic syndrome from that idiot pushing him that way, if this isn't their retaliation. They were already getting even with me for, this whole thing was supposed to be over, them thinking I followed Tim and Katie, September 18th, 24, 8:30 in the morning. An investigator told the client up in Akron's next door neighbor not to say anything. That he had went to him, they had told him that Strange ordered me to be killed in '03 when he thought she was following Tim and Katie. And that neighbor said, well, why'd they wait 15 years? Well, no one was to say or do a thing till Dave wanted a divorce. And once he said it, they were to try to have her killed or have her destroyed. make sure she had nothing. And they were to take care of it as soon as Dave said it. It took him 15 years to say it. This was all over strange thought she followed Tim and Katie. That agent needs to get his facts straight. It was a medication error that made her sick before. You know, these people in that occult have laughed. Oh, we paid off a dirty doctor from before to write up she was insane. Do you realize that doctor would go to jail for fraud? Insanity is not curable. Mental illness is not curable. Your brain is damaged. I take care of people like this. You have to stay in a state hospital. You have to have a competency hearing. A judge has to rule it. You have a right to your own attorney, your own doctor. He sets up a guardian, a social worker, and you get put on disability. I've worked 2 jobs, 60, 70 hours a week to survive. They barely can hold down a day half job. Their brains are damaged. I've never been in a state hospital. I never had a competency hearing. And I don't care if Dave's girlfriend using my insurance went in and acted like a crackerjack. Have my medical records, like Officer Mark said in August of 23. It's documented and verified she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before we seen him. It's documented and verified it was a medication error that made her sick before. And it's documented and verified another woman was using her insurance. Half my medical records are Dave's old girlfriends. The police and the FBI already know that. Do you know the FBI passed me to be a notary? Do you know if you're insane? Not only is it not curable, but they shut down your credit. That's why you have to have a court hearing. You have a guardian. You can't even sign your own paperwork. You can't buy a car. You can't do anything. I have credit cards and a car payment. You know what's really sad is with all the medication errors, medical malpractice, where Altman Family Physicians in 2002, where I swelled up great big, had heart attacks, seizures, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down. It was all chemically being shut down. Those doctors were killing me with the wrong meds. And it took another doctor to tell on them that they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and getting kickbacks from the drug companies and doing unnecessary procedures. They even lied so bad they said I had level 2 brain tumors. Like the investigator said, there's no way those doctors didn't know they weren't killing her, and it took another doctor to tell on them. And they've wondered if that church didn't pay them off. And so when they actually say stuff like that, that makes it scary. Because I almost died. And if all my family physicians wouldn't have told on them, I would have died. From the medical malpractice. It's documented fraud, medical malpractice, medication errors. Everything they did before 2002, leading after the surgeries, was fraud. Medical malpractice, medication errors. It's already documented fraud. And by the Altman Family Physicians, and they encouraged Dave and I to sue him for 2.5 years. Okay? And they said they would back us in court because they almost killed me. And they were known for doing this. It is documented fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. Okay? And it took me 9 months. Dr. Eli agreed, Put me on fentanyl patches, muscle relaxers, and over 9 months, I slowly got well. There's a medication doing it. My muscles seized from all the surgeries being cut in so many places. Now, I want you to think about that. That's not even funny, people saying that. But you know, with what's going on, even like the investigator is saying, you don't know if they didn't pay somebody to write up fraud. It's still fraud. It's not curable. You can't say somebody has something that's not curable and the person is fine. You go to jail for writing up fraud. It's like saying somebody has AIDS and they don't. Or level 2 brain tumors and they don't. You can't say somebody has brain damage of mental illness, which is considered brain damage. Mental insanity. It's not curable. So where would it have went? I've worked in banks. I've worked in loan companies. So it's fraud. So I don't care if Dave's girlfriend went in and acted like a crackerjack. She still never stayed in a state hospital because I was never called to a competency hearing. You know, during the case, I told you my whole family defended me in front of the police and the FBI. My whole family did, including Dave. Melissa got caught by the police and the feds being friends with Michelle, telling the kids to lie. In an illegally bogged house, the kids got caught stating they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. Then later on the floor, they were making everything up. They were games of pretend, laughing. When I went to John in a legally bogged house on Thanksgiving of 18, what's going on? I don't know. He said, I told Melissa, his ex-wife, you're going to go through a divorce. You're going to be moving out. She'll just have the kids make up something, but nobody can say anything bad about you. Don't worry about it. She'll have her church people make up something too, but don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. It'll be made up because of the divorce and you're moving out. I said, you shouldn't have said anything until it happened, but I did. And since nobody can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. You're like, excuse me. I go to Dave to clarify everything. I said, I've never hurt anyone. He said, Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you'd never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. He did that to me. I taped him, of course. So the police and feds went to Josh, he defended me. Went to Danny and Jen, where they were trying to blame them for everything on Christmas Eve of 22. I said, did you know about that? They call him Eric, where on November 18th, 22 came in Walmart 62. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn around, they fell for it. And they're like, no, if he confessed, he's probably long gone. I said, did you know where they kicked in my door on the 6th day to the wall? And she's like, yeah. I said, did you know about button cameras? No. I said, did you know about a shower scene of me washing myself? And they put it in the other room and they're laughing at me they did it? No. I said, do you remember the orange, lemon, and grapefruit size bruises all over me? And I was almost passing out in front of the neighbor. And it kept happening? Yeah. I said, did you know they were drugging me and beating me and they're supposed to have told me to say word on Lester stuff? She's like, no. I thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. We weren't part of it. Oh, she told Lady Investigator that too, and she would not be part of this. They framed them, and they don't even know it. They're going to be so hurt. You know, that's where I cannot believe my 2 older boys, and it with Dave and his psychotic girlfriend, to have their mother almost killed for dad's new girlfriend in her entertainment. To have the cartel guys break in and drug me up, beat and rape me. Their own mother for Dave's psychotic girlfriend. Have them drug me up and tell me to say stuff. Human traffic me for Dave's psychotic girlfriend. Run a drug scam on me. But you know the lure of the cartel. There are so many of them. They think because they grab people and they sell them, and it's billions of dollars they filter through, stealing and scamming people and selling them and selling drugs. They think they're unstoppable. But they still should have done what Danny and Jen said. We want no part of this. You're cheating on mom? So what if you have to pay alimony? We're not going to help you. But for them, where Dave threatened to kill them all, and I'm like, if you want me, you can have me, but you will not have them. Went around taping my own witnesses, even though I know the police and the FBI were there, so that if I died, at least hopefully they would get caught before they killed my children. And to find out 2 of them were in it for that psycho bitch and my ex-husband. And I was being harmed for her entertainment. Huh? And that minister getting even with me because he thought I was following his son and his mistress? Huh? And then you think all these stupid allegations? You know, I turned him in 2003 in the social workers for him pushing Danny to suicide. And it makes you wonder, the scam, trying to destroy me. Well, he pushed my kid to suicide and he had to be treated for 2 years. Counseling through the Child and Adolescent Center. He told the Crisis Center, Georgine Fovuso, Linda at the Child and Adolescent Center, and a psychiatrist for the Child and Adolescent Center. That Strange took him that day, starved him all day, wouldn't let him leave, screamed at him on the pulpit till he passed out, and screamed at him till he was told what he was to do. And that's why he tried to kill himself twice. He was in counseling and medication for 2 years. It's documented in Stark County in 2003 and 2004. This Strange pushed Danny to suicide. It's county records. Started nailing my mom's tires till she moved to Illinois, and in Mount Carmel, Illinois, she made a report to the police in November, December of 2003. They were nailed. They said it's a severe cult. A severe cult. They would have killed her if she wouldn't have moved away. Now, I want you to think about this. Him trying to destroy me for turning him in. I was never suspected ever of hurting my children. There's no records of any abuse. By me, there's none. Like Dr. Haben said, I never had to worry about you abusing your children. Never any suspicion. Or they weren't being taken care of or neglected. But you come in here with big bruises. I worry about you. Because it was nothing for Dave to have a bad day and walk up and start beating me. Get it? Like Dr. Gagnes at Altman Family Physicians, you've had injuries you couldn't do to yourself. I've known for a long time he was hurting you. What's this punching bag? So that idiot over there, he is so proud he thinks he scammed that FBI agent. He is so stinking proud of it. Where the FBI called the people dumb for doing this. They called them dumb. You wouldn't believe how dumb they are. They're actually so dumb you would not believe it. Trying this with us. It's the FBI. She calls a hotline. Immediately they walk into an FBI office and confess they're illegally monitoring her. And nobody fell for that dirty doctor scam of taping on unaware, confessing on crimes. Sitting on it till day one of the divorce, and it sounded mechanical. We knew it was them and not you. They knew. It's the FBI. And nobody fell for the weird with yourself. We knew it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. And they had photoshopped everything. But if they're going to be that dumb to come in and confess, we wanted everyone involved. But he likes to run around telling neighbors, we're that church is sending out emails asking people to help religious groups and other people to show up to harm her or to show up and harass her and make sure she has nothing. Our religious group was there first. He has Jesus on the back of his truck, but he hurts people. That's Satan, not Jesus. He's so proud. He said, I was even there when we walked in that agent's office. Make sure, FBI, you arrest him too for defrauding you. He's probably one of my rapists. And when that agent asked her if she knew about that doctor, it's not one of my doctors. They lied. They lied. Okay? And she said she didn't know who he was. It's not my doctor. That agent said he knew she was lying. He had her taped, and it's filthy. Absolutely filthy. They already confessed years ago. They drugged me and told me to say it before. Years ago. Repeatedly admitted they drugged me and told me to say it. But he's down here trying to set off his own hate crime. When that doctor has her tape, and he keeps going to all the neighbors, trying to turn the neighbors against me. I have all their medical records. Where the hell would he get them? It would be illegal for him to have them. And then who got them for him? Because then they're all going to jail. Under the Act of Privacy, your medical records are your own. They can't enter them in court. They're underneath the medical Act of Privacy. They're not even mine because he wouldn't have been able to get them. You realize that, right? He's lying to people. It's probably the made-up fake paperwork to make it look official.